In the early morning hours of April 17, 2026, officers with the Peoria Police Department were dispatched to the parking deck of the Hotel Père Marquette in downtown Peoria, Illinois, following a report of an individual asleep in a parked vehicle. Upon arrival, officers found Matthew Wigginton, the mayor of the nearby village of Peoria Heights, slumped over the steering wheel of his SUV, which was parked on the third floor of the deck with the engine off. Mayor Wigginton had attended the annual Peoria Gridiron dinner at the hotel earlier that evening and appeared to be resting his head on the steering wheel when the officers arrived. Officers summoned the Peoria Fire Department to evaluate his condition, and the interaction that followed was captured on the officers' body cameras.
1023 Charles over Victor.
Thank you. All right.
Meet Charles overboard.
Okay, that's fine.
Sir,
Yeah, you want to talk with that judge also?
can I get your Can you lean back for me?
Yeah, you want to talk to Sophie?
Who's Sophie?
Person is right here, the driver's license. Not mentioning a driver's license.
Mr. Mayor Wigginton.
Is it?
Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
Do you remember me?
Yeah.
John Harris.
Good to
Hey,
see
can
you.
you sit back for me, please?
Yeah.
What's going on tonight, man?
These people are talking to the driver's license.
Okay. Where'd you come from?
Dan Pelfrey.
Okay. Can you, do you have your driver's license?
Yeah.
Can I have it, please?
Driving right now.
If you want, well, you're in a vehicle. Okay.
Not with the driver's license in the vehicle.
Okay. I know, but you're in a vehicle, and I want to make sure that you're okay. I know who you are. Can you just work with me, okay? What's that? I don't need your debit card. Okay. I don't need your no. Okay. The fire department's gonna check you out, okay? I know, buddy. No necklace. Keep her on the swing. What's this? These who's that tail? Name's Matthew Wigginton. Wigginton.
Yeah.
Do you know who he is?
It's like the mayor or something.
The mayor of Peoria Heights. He's an important person. We'll just put it.
Hey, where you going?
How you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Good. Where are we right now?
You tell me. Where are we right now? Hey, do me a favor, too.
What do you need from me?
I need you to take your hands out your pockets to begin with. Okay? Now, you asked me where we are, and I told you to tell me, so where are we?
I'm asking you. What do you need from me right now, officer?
Tell me where you're at.
Officer, what do you need from me right now?
I need you to tell me where you're at.
I'm asking you, what do you need from me?
I just told you twice.
Officer, I'm asking you what you need from me.
So I need you to hang tight. That's what we need.
Perfect.
Can you tell me where you're at? Okay. Noted.
Matt, great. Take your blood sugar.
What do you need from me?
Your blood sugar.
What do you need from me?
Matt, we just want to take some more. They do blood pressure, real bit pressure. We're just going to mission up to the wall. Someone called, say that you're that's on the car.
What do you need from me?
You just need to take your vitals. Can we take it?
What department are you reporting to?
Fire department.
Peoria Department?
Peoria Fire Department.
May I speak to your Peoria Heights Department?
You're not in Peoria Heights.
What department do I need to speak to?
You're talking to them right now. You're in the city of Peoria, and you're talking to the city of Peoria Police and Fire Department.
It's time to try to peacock us, and it's not a smart thing to do right now.
Trying to peacock? No, really. What?
I don't know. They're just trying to get his blood sugar, and he's all like, "Who are you? Are you talking to me?"
Mr. Mayor, Can we please? Listen, I'm trying to work with you, Green.
Josh, what are you looking for?
What am I looking for? You want to seriously want to know what's going on right now? You are severely intoxicated, Mr. Mayor. You cannot drive.
Right driver.
You are in the driver's seat of the vehicle with the keys, which constitutes, and push shit like this constitutes. Whatever. You need some figure that out. We need to get through their questions so we can do it. That way I can make sure that you're safe to drive.
I'm not driving, am I?
Why else would you be in your driver's seat?
The officers questioned Mayor Wigginton about why he would be sitting in the driver's seat of his vehicle if he was not planning on driving home. Section 11-501 of Act 5 of Chapter 625 of the Illinois Compiled Statutes prohibits driving or being in quote-unquote actual physical control of a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol. In the 1990 case of People v. Davis, the First District Appellate Court of Illinois held that an individual need not drive to be in actual physical control of a vehicle, and that the individual's intent to put the car in motion is irrelevant to the determination. The Supreme Court of Illinois expanded on this doctrine in the 1997 case of City of Naperville v. Watson, holding that actual physical control is determined on a case-by-case basis, giving consideration to factors such as whether the motorist is positioned in the driver's seat of the vehicle, has possession of the ignition key, and has the physical capability of starting the engine and moving the vehicle. Now, the defendant in the Watson case was found asleep in his parked vehicle and argued that he had no intention of driving and was merely using the vehicle as stationary shelter while he slept off the effects of the alcohol that he had consumed. However, the court declined to adopt such an exception, reasoning that the legislature's use of the broad, unqualified phrase actual physical control reflected a legislative public policy of encouraging those who plan to drink at a party or tavern to arrange lodging or safe transportation home before they set out, rather than quote-unquote sleep it off in their vehicles. Here, Mayor Wigginton was alone in the driver's seat of a push-to-start vehicle with the key fob on his person, meaning that he had the immediate physical capability of starting the engine. And although the vehicle was parked with the engine off, and there was no indication that he drove or attempted to drive, a court would likely conclude that these circumstances were sufficient to establish actual physical control under Illinois law.
You just ask me answer the question. Come on, just hear me out, okay? On a personal level, okay? I know you know me.
Do not take this.
Go ahead.
Hey, don't get back in there.
There we go. I'll do it. Set it there. Okay, this one. Yes. Hey, where are your keys at, Mr. Mayor?
They're not on me.
Where are they?
They're not on my vehicle.
Are they not in the vehicle?
They're not on my person.
Okay. Where are they?
Do you want to search me?
No, I just want to know where your keys are. That's all.
They're not my person.
Okay. Step that way for me, Mr. Mayor. Did we grab his keys already? No. Mr. Mayor, are the keys on your person? Do you have them in your pockets?
Are you representing the police fire department or the police department?
We're the police department, sir.
We're the police department. Were you able to locate them on the police department?
No. Are the keys on you? Are they on your person?
You need to search me.
If we can look for the keys, yes, sir.
After Mayor Wigginton cannot tell the officers the location of his keys, one of the officers looks through the vehicle in an attempt to find them. When the officer does not find the keys, the officers search Mayor Wigginton after he appears to provide non-verbal consent for them to do so, and they find the key fob on his person. The search of the vehicle implicates the so-called automobile exception to the Fourth Amendment's warrant requirement established by the Supreme Court in the 1925 case of Carroll v. United States. The exception authorizes officers to search a vehicle without a warrant when they have probable cause to believe that it contains evidence of a crime. Now, by this point in the encounter, the officers had found Mayor Wigginton asleep in the driver's seat, they had detected the odor of alcohol, and had observed his slurred speech and disorientation. Accordingly, a court would likely conclude that the officers had probable cause to believe that the vehicle contained evidence relevant to a DUI offense, rendering the vehicle search lawful. Now, as for the search of Mayor Wigginton himself, the Fourth Amendment generally prohibits warrantless searches absent a recognized exception, and consent is one such exception. As the Supreme Court determined in the 1973 case of Schnickloth v. Bustamante, consent is valid where it is freely and voluntarily given under the totality of the surrounding circumstances. Here, Mayor Wigginton affirmatively invited the officers to search him on 2 separate occasions and made a hand gesture that appeared to indicate his consent to being searched. However, his intoxication would also be considered in the analysis, as his impairment would be a factor that a court would weigh in assessing whether the consent was knowing and voluntary.
I got him.
Okay, all right. Okay, the fire department's going to talk to you, Mr. Mayor. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions, okay? Some medical-related questions. I need you to just talk with them. Okay, once we're done with that, we'll get on to the next step. Alrighty?
Are you done with the police department?
Okay.
Here, just talk to the fire department right behind you, sir. They got some questions they need you to answer, okay? So my buddy here is going to ask you some questions. Can you answer those questions for him? Yeah. All right, thank you.
Are you done with the police department?
Right now we are, yes.
You know what time it is right now? You asked me John Brown's 42 Main Street, Peoria. I know. And you answered that? You asked me John Brown, 42 Main Street, Peoria. Do you know what time it is? You asked me John Brown, 42 Main Street, Peoria.
Matt, we're moved on. You answered it.
I'm afraid that you will hold that against me if I do not.
Anything against you?
John Brown, 42 Main Street.
Great. Okay, perfect.
Let's just connect here. Here.
About what time it is?
Can I check your watch?
Without checking your watch. Without checking your watch.
No, I didn't. No, tell me this.
I'll be out here.
I know that you told me John Brown, 42 Main Street, Peoria.
You did? Yeah, you got it.
You saw a fight.
Alright, can you count back?
From John Brown, 42 Main Street, Peoria?
No, 20 to 1. From just 20 to 1. Count backwards.
20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 14, 13, 12. All right.
23, 10 mark.
7, that's 23, 5, 4,
10, 12, speed for Philly.
2, 1.
I think we're making all this more than it is you to treat them like everybody else, or we move on.
Yeah, that's why we just treat them like normal.
Yeah, so half the time we don't do DUIs, and sometimes we do. So it's like, you decide which one you're doing. He's parked in a parking lot, didn't crash into nobody, didn't kill nobody, didn't damage anything. Treat him like you would anybody else. I would probably just get him a ride and get him on his way, whether he says mayor on his license plate or not. You know what I mean? You know how many regular old people I've done that for?
Me and killed up in
100? Yeah.
I'm saying it for what?
And then, but I mean, is it a violation? Yeah. So it's all what it is. Doesn't matter to me either way. Either way. But I think you shouldn't care about his title. That's what bothers me right now. You're either going to do it or you're not. None of that rest of it matters.
I don't know the hell
You know what I mean? No, I didn't care
I
either.
don't know you are, dude.
No. Yeah, I don't give a
So I walked out where. Call the party, okay?
Direction for the suspect. Yeah, all the time I just worked the alley. I hung up on it. Called it my neighbor. Yep, be in the area. That area.
I don't know, that's something. I don't do that.
Does the taxpayer pay for this?
Following the on-scene evaluation, Mayor Wigginton was transported to Carle Health Methodist Hospital after he was unable to answer the medics' orientation questions. He declined to provide blood or urine samples, his SUV was impounded, and he was booked into the Peoria County Jail at approximately 8:10 a.m. and then released a few hours later on a notice to appear. Mayor Wigginton was charged with 1 count of driving under the influence of alcohol, a Class A misdemeanor. Mayor Wigginton pleaded not guilty, and the case proceeded to a jury trial on July 20th, 2026. The prosecution called several witnesses, including officers who testified that Mayor Wigginton smelled of alcohol, had slurred speech, and showed signs of an altered mental state. In closing arguments, Assistant State's Attorney Hannah Kong argued that Mayor Wigginton had the physical ability to start the car, while Defense Attorney Kevin Sullivan argued that Mayor Wigginton never drove the vehicle and was using it as shelter. After deliberating for approximately 30 minutes, the jury found Mayor Wigginton not guilty. Overall, the Peoria police officers get an A- for responding appropriately to a welfare call and prioritizing Mayor Wigginton's medical needs before any enforcement action, for establishing a legally sound basis for the arrest, and for maintaining a patient and professional demeanor with a visibly confused and heavily impaired individual throughout the encounter. The officers were dispatched to check on an unresponsive individual slumped over a steering wheel in the middle of the night, and their initial priority appeared to be the mayor's well-being, as they summoned fire personnel, facilitated a blood sugar check and cognitive assessment, and arranged hospital transport before he was ever booked. Additionally, the arrest itself rested on solid legal footing, because under the principles that are governing actual physical control, an intoxicated individual seated in the driver's seat with the key fob on his body and the immediate ability to start the vehicle, that satisfies the standard even if the vehicle never moves. And an arrest requires only probable cause rather than proof beyond a reasonable doubt, meaning that the jury's eventual acquittal does not retroactively undermine the lawfulness of the officer's decision. The officers also remained composed and courteous in the face of Mayor Wigginton's obvious intoxicated state, calmly repeating their questions and requests, and they discussed amongst themselves, at length and on camera, the importance of handling the situation the same way that they would for any other citizen. Their ultimate course of action reflected that commitment in both directions, as Mayor Wigginton received neither a courtesy pass nor any indication of targeted enforcement based on his public office. The only meaningful critique is one of discretion rather than legality, as the officer's own on-camera conversation acknowledged that a courtesy ride is a common resolution for an intoxicated individual resting in a parked, non-running vehicle. And while the decision to arrest was entirely within their lawful authority, the availability of that less punitive alternative is worth noting. As for Mayor Wigginton, I cannot rightly assign a grade for his actions in this interaction. The footage makes clear that he was significantly impaired throughout the encounter, and evaluating the conduct of an individual in that condition against the standards that we typically apply, they would serve little purpose, as his statements and behavior, they cannot fairly be categorized as deliberate exercises or waivers of his rights. What can be said is that Mayor Wigginton did not drive. He was found asleep in a parked vehicle with the engine off. No evidence was presented at any stage of the case that he drove or attempted to drive while impaired, and the choice to remain stationary rather than take to the road is precisely the decision that impaired individuals should make. At the same time, Illinois law permitted his arrest and prosecution under the actual physical control doctrine, and the safer and more legally sound course of action for any individual in his position is to arrange transportation or to rest somewhere other than the driver's seat with the keys in their pocket. That being said, a jury ultimately acquitted Mayor Wigginton, and it will be up to the voters of Peoria Heights to decide what weight, if any, this incident carries going forward. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out Audit the Court if you're interested in exploring the legal nuance beyond the body cam.